The myth of duration. That's right. What does that mean? The myth of duration. This is hypnotherapist Isaiah McGee, and let's have a little conversation about this. And what I mean by the myth of duration is that the idea that something that has accompanied you for 20, 30, 50 years, you assume that inherently it's going to be difficult, challenging to heal, release, or to reconcile. And unfortunately, following that narrative, things become difficult, challenging, arduous to heal, reconcile, or release. And it's not because the thing itself is difficult or because it has been a part of your character or nature for a long time that makes it difficult. Here's a little secret. And this is going to allow you to release that idea that the length of something informs and influences the difficulty in releasing it. This is going to just blow that out of that distorted narrative paradigm. And that is this. Let's take a time frame of 24 hours. In actuality, when you awaken, your subconscious mind scrambles to pick up what has defined it, what has determined who it thinks that it is. And so this happens in an infinitesimal split second when you are awakening to consciousness after sleeping. And so your subconscious mind says, oh, who am I? Oh, yeah, I have arthritis. Who am I? Oh, yeah, I'm unemployed. Who am I? Oh, I have challenges in relationship. So your subconscious mind picks up everything that it thinks defines who it is that it is. And so then you carry that particular dynamic with you throughout the day. And so it appears that that interference, that troublesome situation, circumstance, character, quote unquote, default or defect, if you will, that has been with you a long time. So therefore it's going to take quite a bit of energy and power and determination to get rid of it, not because of the nature of the thing itself, but because of the perception of how long it's been with you. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret here, and this will blow out of the water that whole narrative that something is inherently difficult to let go of because of how long it has been with you. In actuality, when you awaken, your subconscious mind scrambles to identify itself. And so it says, oh, that arthritis that I have. Yeah. Oh, that challenge I have with finances. Yeah, this is what makes me me. And this is unconsciously. And so your mind scrambles, oh yeah, the challenges and the overwhelm I have with relationships. And so your subconscious mind, when you come to consciousness after awakening, it scrambles for its identity by using these touchstones of difficulty, challenge, or bothersome issues for you. And it says, this is who I am. And so that gives the false perception, because you pick up that same dynamic, that same issue, that same composite of yourself. You pick it up every single morning. Again, this happens in a split second of a second, so you're not aware that your subconscious mind is doing this, but it does. And so because you pick it up every single morning, it appears as though it's been going on for 20 years. It's been going on for 30 years. It's been going on my entire life. And the reality is that no, your psyche has been picking up these particular dynamics and its perception of what those dynamics means. It picks up that idea and that perception and the relationship to that particular thing. It picks up the same static idea every single day. So therefore it then appears as though it has been with you for 25 years, 35 years. And then your subconscious mind going on that false narrative, not realizing that it's picking up the same dynamic and perception it has about that thing. It has about your health, or the dynamic it has about finances and what it's able to do and not able to do with them, or the judgments that you have about relationships. It picks up that same relationship idea every single morning when it's scrambling for identity. And that again gives the impression That's something that's been with you a long time. And unfortunately, going on the narrative that it has been with you a long time, you then subconsciously add the idea, well, then that means that something's going to be difficult to let go of because of how long it has been with me. Now, here's the secret to releasing and healing from the trap and the intimidation of thinking because something has been with you a long time, it's going to be difficult to let go of. And that is this. When you recognize that it is not something that has been with you for 30 years, but it is something that each day of those 30 years you pick up in your perception and say, this is who I am, then that means that thing is actually only as old as the last time you picked it up. Think about that. That dynamic, that interference, that intimidation, that anxiety you have with driving, that anxiety you have with this or you have with that, you pick up that sense of yourself for identification purposes every single day. So the thing is only as old, and it has only been with you for the last time you picked it up. Now that's radical when you think about it. And it busts the paradigm that something has got to be difficult or is going to be difficult because of how long, quote unquote, it's been with you. So if you only see it as something that's been with you since the last time you went to sleep and you recalled that thing when you awakened, then that means that the thing is only 24 hours old. And that perception is not you psyching yourself out, that's the actual truth. And so then you release the intimidation factor about letting something go or about it being too challenging because you've let go of the narrative that it's been with you a long time and you realize it's only been with you since the last time you withdrew from consciousness called sleeping, and then you woke up and you picked it back up again. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. When you awaken in the morning, decide what you want to define your identity. That's right. When you wake up in the morning, I have a healthy, abundant relationship with abundance. When you wake up in the morning, I have a healthy, vital consideration of my body. When you wake up in the morning, I have a confident relationship and rapport with the idea of relationships and the possibility in them. Now, this isn't an affirmation. This is not you psyching yourself up. This isn't you being positive. This is you deciding, rather than allowing the unconscious mind to pick up the relationship it had with a challenge that it put down during sleep, you are intervening, if you will, very cognitively and consciously with saying, no, this is what we're going to say our relationship to that dynamic is. So I want to encourage you to do that for 60 days. Every morning you get up and you decide what is your relationship with a particular area in your life that you desire to see improvement or the release of the interference of. And again, you're not being positive. You are deciding that in this 24-hour period that I am deciding what my relationship is to that thing. And then what your psyche does over that 60 days is that it begins to create a different relationship to that thing. And the different relationship then empowers you to do something about it, empowers your motivation, empowers the synchronization that allows whatever was paralyzing about it, constricting about it, it allows it to resolve itself because your rapport and your relationship to it is no longer daunted or intimidated by the idea it's been with me a long time and therefore it's going to be difficult to let go of. You now say it's only been with me since the last time I went to sleep and left consciousness, and that's the only length of time that this arthritis has been with me. That's the only length of time that this financial challenge has been with me. And what that does is reprogram your brain to no longer be intimidated and fearful about making change. This is Hypnotherapist Isaiah McGee. Do not be psyched out by the myth of duration.